Hi, I'm Martin Griffiths. I've been born and bred in Pembrokeshire. We're Hook Farm vegetable growers we trade under. I've been doing this since I left school. We've been part of Puffin from the first year they started growing brassicas, and we've seen it hugely develop in all sorts of manners and directions really, with lots of different supermarkets, different outlets and change of customers and so on really. Bit of a rocky road, but now it really is powering forward and developing out into lots of different products and so on really. And we're based here at Hook Farm. We raise all our own plants here, and we rent land in 3 different spots in Pembrokeshire. When we first started, Pembrokeshire is renowned for winter cauliflowers really, and we grew a lot of winter cauliflowers. Winter cauliflower is probably the hardest of them all to do, and therefore it's the most riskiest one with frost and volatile pricing and so on really. But obviously with the help of Puffin, they've changed quite a few things, and we've got a steady price which is more consistent, which is obviously helped that by dramatically. But obviously there are the issues of frost problems and supply really. So therefore, to strengthen our base, we increased our Savoy acreage, and with the help of Puffin's marketing has managed to get us into the 4 multiples, and we are supplying them now 12 months of the year with Savoy cabbage, which is probably our biggest part and our backbone of our business really. I think when we first started, like I said, mainly Pembrokeshire were focused on winter cauliflower, and that's really what the supermarkets wanted. But when they realised that Welsh products were selling really well, they've broadened their spectrum, and we've gone down more of the Savoy route, like we mentioned, broccoli. We're ready to go on pointed cabbage. We've experimented with red cabbage. There's Dutch white cabbage. We've experimented with lots of things really, but now we're ready to, when the marketing side is ready to push it, we're ready to explore those avenues really. We started with brassicas, and brassicas was our main issue really. We did start with potatoes before, but now because Puffin has specialised more in 12 months supply, it suited us really. We just go for the very first early market, the ones in the plastic. It suits our maize slot really, because it keeps our cash flow going, and it's just for usability of our staff, and it's in and out and gone, and then we can carry on with our brassicas and we can replant the land after with brassicas as well. So it all helps with rotation, and same as when the daffodils came in, it all helps in the mix and the workload, and just not having having lots of different irons in the fire is a lot better than concentrating on one mainstay really, I think. I think since we've varied our base of brassicas and increased starting in our Savoy line, our Savoy line has actually gone probably 5 or 6 fold from where we originally started, and that's come through building over the years and going to spread it to more multiples, and therefore we have really increased on our acreage there. Our collie acreage is probably slipped from where it has been, but the demand is hugely there. It's just physically we can't keep up with doing all this extra work really, and the main issue is having good fresh land, and it's about getting yields per acre, and more so rather than just mass volume and turning over lots of money. We are making more money, and we're probably turning over more money now than we ever have. We're quite unique really. We're probably the only Welsh grower who actually grows their own plants, and probably there's many people in the country which actually do grow their own plants. Plant raising is a separate business really. It's quite specialised. I did my YTS training course with Brian Farmer, who was the Pembrokeshire Vegetable Association many years ago, and he did all the plant raising for Pembrokeshire, so I learned all my basics from there. I think raising, it's a bit like, I look at it as having like pedigree animals really, because you're building your own stock, you're looking after your own stock, you can see the weather, you might be able to plant some days and not, and you know when to build these plants on, and you can see everything all in front of you ready to go really. For me really, because obviously we're part of Puffin, it's good to see Puffin has developed, and therefore it's the backlash of all that has been we've been able to capitalise on what Puffin has done really. If Puffin didn't have the facilities to have these these specific fridges which they've had over the last couple of years, they wouldn't have been able to develop the way we have, and especially in cauliflowers. being such a volatile business with climate really, with having gluts and whatever, it's definitely been a big gain really. So from that point of view, indirectly we've benefited a lot really. I would like to, but the reality is probably not. It's only myself, which is a family member, which is really interested at the moment. And when my father was alive, we used to have beef animals as well. This was primarily 25 years ago a dairy farm. And since my brother and me came home, and he was going to do the cows, I was going to do the veg. And for various reasons my brother moved on his separate ways. Me and Dad carried on with cows and veg for a while, then the cows went and now we're all veg. I think you do need a family input to be able to keep a business which called flowing basically. It's to inquire which called ideal farmers staff is quite difficult at the top of the range, like, you know. I'm quite passionate about Welsh produce. Last night we had sat down for supper and we had what you call collie and broccoli, and I think, oh yeah, we've grown this on our farm. We have a Christmas dinner, everything bought in Pembrokeshire, grown, carrots, parsnips, a lot of spuds of the works, and you think, oh well, that's great, isn't it? Where can you do that? So, like, you know, the more chance of having Welsh produce in Wales and you buy it on your doorstep, especially with Brexit and they're on about carbon footprint and everything, you know, it's just a win-win situation. It's we obviously, first and foremost, is quality really. As long as we must never break the quality rule, we must have the quality as good as anybody else, and then everything else will follow. If you always got good quality, the price structure will be there, the support by the customers will be there as well. From my point of view really, I think because Puffin have obviously recognised the need for vegetable growing and have started growing themselves to fill the gap, possibly I might be looking more towards expanding the plant raising side and supplying Puffin with the plants as well. And then obviously, like I mentioned, we've trialled a lot of different products, so whether it's up to Puffin now whether they want to develop more into broccoli, do they want to do red cabbage, pointer, and it depends on your customers and so on really, but obviously the market is there and we're willing to explore slowly with that really. I think the key is to move forward, but go with caution really, slowly, and rather than just making massive jumps with high risks really, but definitely just keep on ticking over and moving forward slowly. I think there's definitely the way forward.